Has your dog just eaten something poisonous? Perhaps they've gotten into your chocolate stash, or your child decided to feed them a packet of grapes. Maybe they've chewed a poisonous plant, or they've got into some of your own human medications. If appropriate, making your dog vomit immediately can help speed up the whole contamination process and help with long-term prognosis. In this video, I'm going to describe exactly how you can induce vomiting in your dog while still at home. However, first, we have to cover when you should never make your dog vomit unless you've spoken to a vet who gives you the A-OK. And if you need to do this, our vets are online right now and can assist. You'll see a link above, and also I'll put a link in the description. So if you need to contact a vet right now because your animal has eaten something they shouldn't have, get in touch now. Hi, I'm Dr. Leigh, a vet with over 20 years experience, and I run Your Vet Online, a veterinary telemedicine company providing 24/7 vet consults for all animals. Now, we love helping you with your animals, so be sure to subscribe so you never miss our health tips and our advice. Right, let's get right to it then. So when is it not okay to make your dog vomit? Firstly, if your dog is already showing signs of poisoning, i.e. they're agitated, they have a racing heart, maybe they're tremoring or seizuring, they're unsteady on their feet, or they're passing out, these are signs that a toxin is already circulating and it can cause more harm if you make them vomit now. So never make a dog vomit if they are showing any symptoms. You can check out our video on signs of vomiting, and I'll put the link above and below, and that will show you what you need to recognize. The second time we never induce vomiting is when there's actually a caustic or corrosive substance that your dog has actually consumed. If you saw your dog ingest something like bleach or another type of corrosive substance like some sort of cleaner, look, we don't like to induce vomiting. So let's just think about this. When something corrosive goes down the food pipe or the esophagus, it will burn. So when it comes back up, when we make them vomit, it will burn again. So we definitely don't want to make dogs vomit who've actually ingested something that is caustic or corrosive. And the third time we never induce vomiting is when your dog has a medical condition or a conformation problem that could put them at risk of aspiration pneumonia. When they vomit, they actually inhale the vomit into their lungs. Now, conditions that can be problematic when we induce vomiting include things like megaesophagus and laryngeal paralysis. So we never recommend inducing vomiting at home in those types of dogs with those issues. It's far safer to let your vet do this in the clinic atmosphere. Likewise, if they are a brachycephalic breed, one of those guys with the squishy nose, like Mordecai here, who's not quite in screen, I don't think, we really don't want to risk inducing vomiting in those guys at home just in case they aspirate. It's far safer to do that under veterinary supervision, where if things don't go quite as planned, your dog is in a place where they can receive immediate help. So if you're going to induce vomiting, the only safe method that I recommend is to use hydrogen peroxide 3%. We never want to use things like salt or any of those other things that you often see on the internet. Hydrogen peroxide 3% is the only safe method to use. Now, there's a few tricks. If it's not a new bottle, it's always wise to check that the hydrogen peroxide has actually not expired and still actually works. You can do this by pouring a little bit down the sink and you should hear it bubbling. If there's no bubbling, well then it's just not going to work, so it's pointless. So what dose are we going to use? For our American friends, 2 teaspoons per 25 pounds, and for those down under, that's 10 mils per 10 kgs. And we never want to give any more than 4 or 5 tablespoons in absolute total, because it's far too much and you can actually start to cause other problems. So just small amount is good enough. Now, how do we actually give this hydrogen peroxide to your dog? The easiest way to give hydrogen peroxide is via a syringe or, believe it or not, a turkey baster. Draw some up, and then what I normally do is back my dog into a corner of the room, so it's a nice corner so that they can stay still. You lift the corner of their mouth and insert the nozzle of the syringe in the corner of their mouth. Now, you just start to push some in, but don't stress if it dribbles out a little bit. You'll see your dog swallowing and the peroxide may actually start foaming. That's absolutely fine, and it's what we want to see. As long as some gets in there, you're good to go. Usually after about 5 minutes, your dog will start to vomit. If they don't, you can try again. But remember, no more than 4 or 5 tablespoons all at once. Now, remember that if a vet has recommended that you make your dog vomit, it doesn't mean that they won't require any further treatment. In many situations, your dog will still require treatment at the vet's. And what you're doing is you're merely buying time and speeding up the decontamination process. If you're really concerned and your dog has just eaten something poisonous and you want to speak with a vet, please get in touch with us. Our vets are online 24/7 via our website, and we can guide you as to what you actually need to do. Have you ever had to make your dog vomit? Why don't you tell us in the comments below? We'd love to hear what your experiences have been. All right then, guys. I know this is one of those topics that's not particularly nice, but I hope that helps. And if you need to make your dog vomit, this is the only safe way that can be done. I'm Dr. Leigh from Your Vet Online. Catch you later.